Good afternoon, everyone. It's Tuesday, April 8th, 2025, and I'm here to bring you a roundup of the biggest U.S. financial, political, and world news from the last 24 hours. U.S. financial news. Markets reel from tariff shock. Let's start with the U.S. financial scene, where the biggest story is the ongoing fallout from President Donald Trump's sweeping tariff announcements. Over the past 24 hours, U.S. stock markets have taken a brutal hit, with the Dow Jones plunging over 1,200 points by midday today, its worst single-day drop since late 2024. This comes as Trump doubled down on his pledge to impose tariffs of up to 25% on imports from China, the EU, and other major trading partners. A policy, he says, will bring jobs back to America. The S&P 500 and NASDAQ followed suit, each shedding more than 4% as investors scrambled to assess the damage. The trigger. Late yesterday, China retaliated with a 34% tariff on all U.S. imports, escalating the trade war fears that have been simmering since Trump's re-election. Tech giants, like Apple and Tesla, saw their shares crater up, down 6%. Tesla down 8% as analysts warned of supply chain disruptions and rising consumer prices. J.P. Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon didn't mince words this morning, cautioning that these tariffs could slow U.S. growth, spike inflation, and leave lasting scars on the economy. Meanwhile, a surprising bright spot. The U.S. jobs report for March, released earlier today, showed a robust 228,000 jobs added, well above the expected 135,000. Though the unemployment rate ticked up to 4.2%, tempering some optimism. Markets, however, remain fixated on the tariff turmoil. With volatility expected to continue, U.S. political news. Trump stands firm. Congress scramble. Shifting to U.S. politics, the tariff saga dominated Washington over the last 24 hours. President Trump took to Truth Social this morning, declaring no pause on tariff. China and the EU will buy American energy and goods, or they'll pay the price. His remarks came after reports surfaced late yesterday that over 50 countries had approached the White House seeking exemptions or negotiations. So far, Trump's rebuffed them all, leaving lawmakers and world leaders guessing his next move. On Capitol Hill, reactions split predictably along party lines. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell called the tariffs a bold step to trade, while House Speaker Nancy Pelosi slammed him as reckless, warning of a looming recession. Behind closed doors, though, a bipartisan group of senators reportedly began drafting a bill to curb the president's tariff authority. Long shot, given the GOP's slim majority, but a sign of growing unease. Meanwhile, Trump's team floated a new twist, a proposal to tie tariff relief to increased purchases of U.S. liquefied natural gas, a move that could reshape global energy markets. Political analysts say this could be Trump's endgame economic leverage to force concessions, but it's a high-stakes gamble with no clear winner yet. World news. Global markets tank. Tensions rising. Zooming out to the world stage. The ripple. The effects of the U.S.-China trade clash dominated headlines over the last 24 hours. Global markets mirrored Wall Street's. Panaropes stocks 600 fell 3.5%. Japan's Nikkei dropped 4%, and China's Shanghai Composite slid nearly 5% before a late intervention by state funds stemmed the bleeding. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz called an emergency meeting with EU leaders this morning, urging swift action to avoid a deeper meltdown, while the UK's FTSE 100 hit bear market territory, down 20% from its January peak. Elsewhere, a separate crisis brewed in the Middle East. Late last night, Iran issued a stern warning of retaliation after a U.S. airstrike in Iraq injured 5 American troops in what the Pentagon called a defensive operation against Iran-backed militias. Tehran's rhetoric sent oil prices surging. Brent crude jumped 7% to $92 a barrel, lauding fuel to the global economic fire. Meanwhile, in Gaza, Palestinian officials released video evidence today, contradicting Israel's account of a March incident that killed 15 aid workers, reigniting diplomatic tensions just as ceasefire talks faltered back in Asia. India and Japan announced emergency measures to shield their economies from the trade war fallout, with Japan pledging $10 billion to support exporters hit by the tariffs. The mood globally, uncertainty bordering on panic, with analysts warning of a potential recession if this escalates further. Wrapping up thought, 7 to April 8, 2025. From Wall Street's tariff-induced chaos to Washington's political chess game and a world grappling with economic and geopolitical shocks, it's clear we're in uncharted territory. Stay tuned as these stories unfold, and we'll keep you updated on what comes next. Thanks for listening. This has been your news report for April 8th,